Kang Tae Oh might seem like just another pretty face from K-dramas, but the truth is, he actually divides opinions behind the scenes. While many people admire his calm and polite demeanor, others say he's more reserved than he appears. But after all, what do the actresses who worked with him really think? Today, we're going to tell you everything they never told you about Kang Tae Oh. Kang Tae Oh is a South Korean actor who's been gaining more and more space in the K-drama world. He started his career with more low-key roles, but it was Extraordinary Attorney Woo that really put him in the spotlight. With his laid-back vibe and charismatic smile, Tae Oh won over audiences and became a major crush for many fans. And it doesn't stop there. The people who work with him also have a lot of good things to say. Behind the scenes of the Korean entertainment industry, Tae Oh is known for being discreet but highly professional. He's not the type to constantly joke around or try to be the center of attention. On the contrary, he usually arrives on set quietly, focused, and always very respectful with the crew and his co-stars. Many say he has a calm presence that helps create a relaxed atmosphere during filming. Still, some people mention that he can seem a bit distant at first, like he's always observing everything before opening up. But once trust is built, he shows a more playful and kind side. Several actresses who have acted alongside him have pointed out how considerate he is during emotional scenes, always making sure his partner feels comfortable. So, even if he's not the most outgoing person, he makes up for it with respect, dedication, and a level of professionalism that stands out behind the scenes. Now let's dive into exactly what the actresses have said about him. Park Eun and Kang Tae Oh were one of the cutest couples in K-dramas thanks to Extraordinary Attorney Woo, and their chemistry didn't just happen on screen. Behind the scenes, their connection stood out to the entire crew. From the very beginning, Yoon Bin had nothing but praise for her co-star, though she did admit that he surprised her. In interviews, she said that at first she didn't really know what to expect from Kang Tae Oh. They had never worked together before, and he had a reputation for being more reserved. But during their first script readings, she quickly noticed how thoughtful he was when building scenes, always attentive, checking in to see if she felt comfortable, and suggesting small adjustments to improve the emotional flow. He's a rare scene partner, very detail-oriented and focused on making things feel natural, Yoon Bin shared at a press conference. And it didn't stop there. During the filming of the romantic scenes, which were delicate, given that her character is autistic, Park Eun Bin said, "Tae Oh always asked for consent before any physical touch. That made a huge difference in helping her feel safe." According to her, that level of consideration isn't as common as people might think. We had a lot of sensitive scenes, and he was incredibly respectful in all of them. You could tell he understood the importance of it, not just as an actor, but as a human being. She also mentioned that Kang Tae Oh's personality was funnier than she expected. In the early days, he came off as shy, but eventually he opened up, cracking jokes between scenes and lightening the mood. Sometimes he'd stay quiet for a long time, but when he did speak, it was always with a clever punchline that made everyone laugh, she said, laughing in a behind-the-scenes interview. Another fun fact Yoon Bin shared was that during preparation for their big kiss scene, one of the most anticipated moments of the series, Tae Oh was actually more nervous than she was. He kept practicing his breathing, checking if everything was okay, and really wanted the scene to look beautiful but also be respectful. That showed how much he cares about delivering good work. According to her, that kind of care was one of the things that impressed her most as a co-star. Some actors only worry about whether the camera's capturing their best angle. Kang Tae Oh wants to know if the scene feels real. Behind the scenes, the two were often seen chatting a lot, even outside of filming. Hoon Bin said that although they didn't know each other before the drama, a strong sense of trust formed quickly between them. And if you're wondering whether she'd like to work with him again, the answer is yes. I'd love to team up with him on another project. We have great chemistry, and he surprised me in every possible way. In short, Park Eun Bin didn't just approve of Kang Tae Oh as a scene partner, she made it clear that he was a key part of the show's success. Even with his more low-key and quiet nature, he managed to win over one of Korea's most respected actresses, which, let's be honest, says a lot. Sun Bin and Kang Tae Oh play the lead couple in the drama The Potato Lab, and if you thought their on-screen chemistry felt a little too natural, that's no coincidence. Behind the scenes, Lee Sun Bin had nothing but praise for her co-star, making it clear that working with him was one of the smoothest experiences of her career. But the most interesting part, she had her eye on Kang Tae Oh, even before filming began. In a recent interview, she revealed that she'd always heard positive things about him in industry circles. Everyone said he was kind, very professional, and a great scene partner. When I found out we'd be acting together, I was excited, but also curious. I wanted to see if he was really all that, and according to her, he was even more than she expected. Right from the first days on set, she noticed Kang Tae Oh had his own unique way of working. He didn't arrive trying to grab attention or force conversation. He was quiet, but extremely observant. Lee Sun-bin shared that he would take in the mood of the set and how his co-stars were feeling before slowly opening up. He reads the room, you know? He's not the type to push for instant closeness. That makes us feel respected. During filming, they had several physically close scenes. Hugs, intense gazes, even some romantic moments. Lee Sun-bin said that in all of them, Tae Oh was incredibly considerate. Before every scene, he'd always ask, "Are you comfortable with this? Would you like to adjust anything?" And to me, that's a clear sign of maturity. She also shared a backstage moment that revealed another side of him. During a late night shoot, when everything was behind schedule and the crew was exhausted, Tae Oh quietly bought hot drinks for everyone and handed them out without saying a word. It wasn't something he did for show, and he didn't post it on social media. He just did it because he saw people were tired. And if you think he's just quiet and proper, Lee Sun-bin swears Kang Tae Oh has a funny side too, just a more subtle one. He throws out these dry, unexpected jokes. Sometimes it takes a second to catch on, but when it hits, everyone laughs. His humor is smart and light. She even said that a few scenes had to be reshot because she couldn't stop laughing at the faces he was making off camera. Another thing that stood out to her was his behavior during press interviews. According to Lee Sun-bin, even when the questions were directed more at her or were about general topics, Tae Oh stayed fully engaged, listening closely and reacting with kind comments. A lot of actors tune out if the question isn't for them, but not him. He genuinely listens. It might seem small, but it says a lot about the kind of person he is. When asked if she'd work with him again, Lee Sun-bin didn't hesitate. "Absolutely. If it's up to me, we'll end up in more than one drama together." And honestly, with the chemistry they showed and how well they got along on set, fans would love to see that happen. In short, Lee Sun-bin didn't just confirm everything others have said about Kang Tae Oh. She added even more praise to the list. He may not be the most outgoing person, but he's the kind of co-star everyone wants around. Respectful, thoughtful, and effortlessly professional. Shin Hye Sun. If there's one actress known for being picky about her scene partners, it's Shin Hye Sun. Famous for her dedication and attention to detail during filming, she's said many times that she needs to trust her co-star for a scene to truly work. And according to her, that trust came quickly when she worked with Kang Tae Oh. The two shared scenes in Run On, and even though Kang Tae Oh's appearance was brief, it left a mark. In a behind-the-scenes interview, Hye Sun said she was struck by his on-screen presence. He didn't have much screen time, but he delivered a lot. He's the kind of actor who doesn't need to raise his voice to be noticed. His energy spoke first. She also mentioned that Kang Tae Oh was extremely respectful from the very first time they met on set. "He greeted me with a full bow, something we see less and less these days." It showed that he wasn't just there as an actor, but as a colleague ready to collaborate. According to Hye Sun, that gesture made her pay more attention to him right away. And she didn't stop there. She said what impressed her most during filming was Kang Tae Oh's ability to truly listen. "When I spoke, he wasn't just hearing me, he was absorbing what I said. That's rare. Some actors just wait for their turn to talk. But with him, it felt different. I felt safe to try new things because he reacted sincerely." In more emotional scenes, she revealed that Tae Oh was often the one suggesting changes to make their exchange feel more natural. He'd come up with ideas like, "What if I wait another second before looking at you?" Or, "Let's try a softer delivery here." He had a rare kind of sensitivity that made me feel grounded. She made it clear this wasn't insecurity. It was a deep commitment to making the scene feel real. Off camera, Shin Hye Sun said Kang Tae Oh was calm but observant. He's not the type to make small talk all the time, but when he does speak, he says something interesting. Sometimes he'd be silent for hours, then suddenly say something that made everyone either laugh or reflect. It even became an inside joke among the crew, the Kang Tae Oh moment, when he'd break the silence with a perfect one-liner. Another quality she highlighted was his humility. Even as his career was on the rise, Tae Oh treated everyone equally, from the director to the production interns. He spoke to everyone in the same tone, with the same respect. He wasn't one of those actors who changes once the camera's off. He was consistent from start to finish. One particular quote from her even went viral on fan forums. "If I could choose a co-star for a heavy melodrama, it would be Kang Tae Oh. He has a calmness that helps even in the most chaotic scenes." And coming from someone like Shin Hye Sun, that says a lot. So even though his role alongside her was short, Kang Tae Oh managed to earn the respect of one of the most demanding actresses in the industry. And he did it effortlessly, just by being himself, quiet, respectful, successful, talented, and 100% committed to the work. It's no wonder so many actresses finish filming with nothing but praise for him. He might not be the most outgoing, but he's exactly what a great scene partner should be: present and reliable. After hearing what Park Eun Bin, Lee Sun Bin, and Shin Hye Sun have said, it's clear that Kang Tae Oh isn't just loved by fans. He's deeply respected behind the scenes. Discreet, professional, and considerate, he wins over his co-stars with his honest, collaborative approach. That solid reputation opens doors and proves that, beyond talent, he brings the kind of energy every production wants around. And now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Kang Tae Oh? Is he really all that, or do you see things differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to read them. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming K-drama content. See you next time.